Hi, it's Des House. I thought I would make a video. I haven't made a video in a while, and I apologize for that. I am still learning how to make videos and how to edit them. So this is just different for me. So I had big plans in my head of how I was going to do Halloween, but I didn't execute very well. However, I will tell you, some people who have executed quite well are Crafty by Tony. Her Halloween videos have been great, and she's been doing almost one a day, which is wonderful. I am kind of in the midst of revamping my craft room, reorganizing it, and there's just a lot of other stuff going on in my life. Had 3 weeks of travel in August, so it's just been, and then another week just last week. So anyway, all that to say, I'm just coming back. I'm going to show you an update on the Halloween journal I've been working on, some of the ephemera that I've made, and what I've done so far. And then I think I want to do a card. Okay, so that's the plan. And I'm trying to make sure my video is going, everything's good there. Yep, okay. So this was the journal I put together using chipboard and some Tim Holtz backdrops. They were Halloween ones, I think from last year or the year before. So I have a chipboard front, a chipboard back, and then a spine I made separately. And then I took some muslin that I had dyed, and I think I just coffee dyed it a little bit, and then I stamped on it with some of my Tim Holtz, their trim stamp. And that's how I bound it together. I did inside and out. I did this kind of a binding, and I can't remember whose binding that was. I don't remember now, but this rubber, it's kind of like an elastic band, allows me to slip the papers in and out. Pretty neat. And then I used a Tim Holtz word band, Halloween word band, to go down the center. I thought that was kind of neat. All right, so that's that. So you can see I have, let me see if I'm in frame. Yep, okay, so I have a little pocket that I've made out of vellum that I embossed and colored. And I have another backdrop that's on the inside of the cover. And I made this little ephemera holder out of a little paper bag that I had. And yeah, that worked out pretty good. This might be Camellia Craft. She may have done something like that, Julie over there. All right, so the first page, I have made 2 pockets. You can see I made a little card, and I put a little tab on there, and I just stamped that with some Tim Holtz stamps. Most of the stamps are Tim Holtz, but I'll tell you what, there's a lot coming out now with some other designers that are fabulous. So I did a lot of these early this summer, but Sam Poole has some really cute Halloween stamps now. Crafty by Tony has some good ones. She's brand new to making stamps, but not brand new to crafting. She's been crafting a very long time. The other person is Lorna from Tailor Made. Hang on, let me tell you the right name. Sam's. Probably if you stamp, you know. Here's some of Sam's, Sam Poole's, right? Hers were really cute. And then Tailor Made Journals, right? So Lorna from Tailor Made Journals. They sell under the Creative Expressions brand. I think that might be out of the UK, but they have a shop in the US, and Simon Says Stamps carries them. I think scrapbook.com carries them. A bunch of people carry them. And then Crafty by Tony, she sells on Etsy, and that's her name on Etsy. And she's made some really cute stamps. She's getting ready to release her Christmas ones. This one's really neat for like an identification card. Let me grab the Halloween ones. So here's a Halloween one that she made. Hopefully you can see that without too much of a reflection. And here was a smaller Halloween one of hers. And let me found a card to put behind there. So, yep. So that's really cute. She really made some cute stuff this year. All right, so that's the bulk of what I've been using. Like this little corner, these were, I got some, they were just dies that I found up on, I think they're Globeland up on Amazon. So I cut some of these out of just, you know, black and some colors, craft that I could use as little pockets, little tucks. Okay, so you can see I had a ticket here, and this was some of my off stamps that I just did a bolder stamp on top and made it into a little stub, ticket stub. And then these are just paper clips, covered paper clips that I made. Okay, and then here's another card. So these are like journaling cards. I don't journal a whole lot. I probably should, but yeah. But that gives you a place to write on. Here's the back of that little paper clip. And then I made some long tabs. Tony over at Crafty by Tony does these long tabs, which are just fun. They're so much fun. So much you can do with them. And so I made some, and you can use them as a little tuck even. And that's what I did. And I just had a piece of Tim Holtz paper. This is an older paper of his from years ago, and I just made a little card there. And you can see I also used some muslin to bind these pages together. Muslin that I stamped. Okay. And then I used some Ideology pieces from Tim Holtz. I had just a little skull that I had stamped and cut out. I fussy cut him and just stuck him in there. And here's a little pocket. So this paper is like, what do they call that? It's like a spreadsheet type of paper. It's green. So I just grunged that up, and it's really thin. So I put some craft to give this some weight. And I have a book page here on the back of it. And all this does is give it a little heft. And this is just a layers piece from Tim Holtz. Okay, so is this. So it's nice to use some of those pieces, and bigger pieces in a journal from Tim. I also made a card here. Okay, and this I had some places where I just, when I was cleaning my stamp, would stamp off. And just cut that and adhered it to another piece of paper. And this is out of a book, and I stamped on it. So I bought a cheap book, I think at Five Below, that was about candle making or something. Someone got into candle making during the pandemic. I tore the book apart, and I'm just using some of the pages because I liked some of those images. And then this was something that I had cut out of another piece of paper that I had stamped on and embossed. Had bugs in it. And just one big stamped piece there. And here's a little pocket. I made this tag. Okay. Oh, and here's another tag that I put in here. It's actually a ticket. It was just a piece of paper. I think this is like a Hobby Lobby paper that I had. Just cut it down, made stub corners on all four corners. So it's like a ticket, and I just stamped it. Thought that was cute. Okay. All right. And then on this side, I have a little thing I made that I can stick some other tickets in, right? And I just clamped it onto the page with a clip. And this is one of those gauge faces from Tim Holtz that I used glossy accents. Just put glossy accents over it, and I have it stuck down to a piece of black paper, but it kind of bowed it a little bit, but that's okay, it's cute. And then here is a tiny little pocket, and I just took a piece of the fabric that I had coffee tea dyed, and then stamped on and glued it onto this for like a little bookmark. Okay. And this I still need to finish. I just stuck her down with a little bit of trim behind it. And then here's a tab that I made, and just a piece of coffee dyed paper that you could use for journaling. And these are like the tabs that Tony makes. Just follow her tutorial on tab making. Really fun. And then here's a little card I made, kind of like an identity card, but there's no like name or anything on it. And I just used like a slot punch to, oh, I think this is actually Tim Holtz packaging. So like the package comes in a with the backing, and I just saved the backing and I covered it. So that's all I did there. Added a little cheesecloth that I dyed and put that in there. And then here's another little tag that I just stamped on. Okay, have her peeking out. And then here's another tab that I made, and another piece of paper. And here's a tag that I made using, like when I would clean off my stamps and just stamp it on another piece of paper. I just glued that to a tag that I made out of craft and cut it out. Easy peasy. This is a guest check. It's a little thicker guest check that you can buy at Walmart. I think I bought this at Walmart, the base. And then I made a tag for the top and stamped it. And then I stamped this guy. Before I did all this, I stamped this guy with, I don't think I used just embossing ink. I think I used like maybe the VersaFine Clair Nocturne, and used some black embossing powder, and I may have used the glaze on that and just embossed it, and it came out really cool, I think. And a few little pieces of the Curator snippets and a number. Okay, so this tag I want to make something with that goes in here behind it. I'm going to pull that out and set that aside. A little tag here, or a tab here. And then this was some more of that muslin that I just coffee tea dyed, then I stamped on it. I sewed on it, and then I stiffened it up a little bit with Collage Medium, Tim Holtz Collage Medium Matte. And that gives it a little bit of body. You have to be careful how you do it, so it doesn't come out too crunchy, and so it doesn't come out, what I found is if you apply the glue and you leave this upside down, like the printed side down, a lot of the ink comes off, and I didn't like that. So I just, before I attach it, and I have it just on my desk, I have a mat underneath it that's nonstick, and I just put some glue over it and let it sit. Don't have to put too much. Let it sit and dry. You could dry it with your heat tool, and then, you could sew around it first or later. But yeah, that's what I did. If you sew around it later, here's what happens. Like some of these, when you use the glue, these aren't very, they don't move. They kind of stiffen up. So it's not as good of an effect. So, and I have a little cheesecloth behind it. And then I have more pockets with, this was a paper bag that I covered the top, and I put a little pocket on it and a little card that I have to decorate yet. And then I can put some goodies in here. And then I have this whole second signature to do. Holy mackerel. But I will show you. So that's that. I will show you some of the other things that I have made. So I have a lot of stuff to go into it. And maybe I showed this to you in a prior video, but I have these pockets. So I think I'm going to use those pockets and put those someplace in the other side. I have to watch because the journal is getting chunky. I made these cards I had stamped off onto a piece of paper, and I just cut those out and I watercolored them a little bit. Yeah, they aren't fancy, and they're kind of grungy, but they're pretty cool. So I'll use those someplace. That was just like white printer paper. Oh, not super sturdy, but when you glue them down to like a piece of craft paper, then it makes it sturdy. This was, I don't even hardly remember making this, but this is just a craft tag that I made, and I used some of Tony's stamps from her first release, and then I filled them in a little bit with some Tim Holtz stamps. This is, I don't know if this is Tony's stamps or Sam Poole stamps, but pretty cool. And then I made some like library card type pockets, right? So these will be going in. Oh, that's a blank. I'll see if I can find place for them. I have more. I had made these originally, these tags. I have some blank ones yet. These are just from Tim Holtz's label frame tags, stamps. And I have some other ones that are ready to be decorated. I have another tag. And then these are some of those guest checks, right? That could be decorated a little more. So I grunged it, I stamped on it, just inked and stamped. And I could put a little topper on it and put it in. I could use it like this. Who cares, right? Then I have one for just like fall. I think that one's pretty. I have that scarecrow. And I used some die cuts on here, just some black die cuts with this in the background. And then I used some Ideology on that one. So some of the ephemera from Ideology. It's pretty cool. And what else do I have? So these are just some pockets I made from more of those book pages, and I stamped on them. Kind of inked them up. Just kind of grungy ones. These are actually, oops, they're stuck together. This is from, you can see, from a regular envelope, and I used some digital papers that I had printed out. So these aren't Tim Holtz papers, but still cool. I can use those. I have some more tags that I made out of guest checks and stamped and embossed. So there's those. I think there's a couple others someplace around here. Yeah. I have some blank tags yet to do. Here's another tab that I can use. Pretty cool. Long page tab. These are just some pieces of ephemera I had stamped and I didn't know what to do with, so I just cut them out and I put them on a piece of paper, like a little book tag. And then this one was a skeleton, so I just kind of painted in between, like gray behind him, cut them out. I cut them out and then I attached them to a piece of paper and cut out the paper. So there's that. Just a little fussy cutting, you know. Oops. And there. Another tag, a couple more tags that I made. And then this thing is, these are silverware bags, I think these are from Sonny's in Florida, barbecue. And I just kind of inked those, kind of a green ink. Not my favorite. I'll do a different color next time. And then I just glued them together so it kind of makes a little accordion, and I can glue this whole accordion into the journal, but I made little tags for each one. Cute. Let's try and get the second one out. Okay, I used a I hope you can see this. Sometimes I'm not sure where I'm at in frame. I just used a simple die cut. And then this one I stamped, and these are the new ones from Heidi at Simon Says Stamp. So these are Tim's stamps, but then she made the dies to cut them out. Okay. So yeah, and then I have a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, I made a lot of stuff. So I have all this cheesecloth left to use. I followed one of Crafty by Tony's videos and made these like criminal, I should put some paper behind it so you can see it, some criminal, almost like specimen slides, right? Real grungy. This guy is cool. And so these were just printed on acetate. These are Art House Whimsy designs that I just printed on acetate, and then I could cut them out to use as these little specimen slides. And I still have tons of labels that I've made that I can decorate. I made a whole bunch of other labels from Tony's stamp set. I have literally probably 1,000 in here. Black and gray and like an off-white. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff there to use. And these are just some of the die cuts that I made. I just did black die cuts from some of the Tim Holtz dies. And they make good because they're just like silhouettes, which is nice. What else? And I have some other die cuts in here. So I have a lot of stuff. I also, now that I have the new Tim Holtz Curator stamp set, I made my own made my own Curator snippets, but I also used his new stamp set. What is that one called? Not Hodgepodge. I did use that one too, but the other one. What the heck is it called? Hang on. It'll drive me crazy if I don't find it. Where is it? It is called Tidbits. This one. Tidbits. So that gave me some of these kind of number pieces of ephemera. And I stamped these on some paper I had. It's called, they're out of business by the looks of it. It's Artsy, A-R-T-C, Artsy. And they made really neat, grungy looking paper. It was just one-sided, but it's fantastic paper. I have like a pad and a half left is all. Hobby Lobby used to carry it. That's where I get it. And once you know, I think sometime during the pandemic, they must have closed up shop. But that's what I've been stamping on. And oh, they just come out so cool. I also stamped this. This is one of Tim's stamps, but I used one of Tony's little pumpkin faces on it. So cute. So yeah, lots and lots of stuff I've made. So let's talk about what I'm going to make next. I want to make a card. Let's move all this other stuff. It becomes like a Jenga game in here. I'll try and secure this stuff a little bit. So I want to make a card that will go in that pocket. Let's move some of this stuff off to the side. Now, what do I want to do? I would like to use some of the new stamps that I got from Tim Holtz this year. I haven't really used them much, and here they are. Whoops, that came rolling in. So these are cute. I don't think I'll be using that for this journal. But most all of these had coordinating dies from Heidi at Simon Says Stamps. So that makes life a little bit easier if I want to cut some of these out. So like any of these guys. Here are the Curators. This Frame Frights, I'd love to use these too. I haven't used them. Well, I did stamp something with it, but these are really cool. And then this one is pretty neat with the big cobweb and this big ghost and the smaller ghost. So let me think on it a little bit and then I'll be back to get started. Okay, before I get going with this, I'm going to make a mask because I think I'm going to do some layering of stamps. So if you've never seen a mask made for a stamp, this is how I do it. Now I have this roll of mask paper or tape. It's not masking tape. It's a material kind of like Post-it, right? And it comes in a roll. I cannot remember the name of it. Tim Holtz had mentioned it one time on a video and I bought it. I mean, I have not used a whole roll in like 8 years. So it lasts a very long time. I think I got it on Simon Says Stamp or scrapbook.com. Not sure which one. So I apologize for that. I kept the paper. I don't know where it's at. It's not in the drawer. But other people have masking, like a mask material. I think Heidi Swap does on her store. So just look it up. You could also, if it's small enough, just use a Post-it note. So people do that. So I'm just going to stamp on this. And so this is reusable. The stamp until it, or this mask until it loses its tackiness. And what I do is I will do this. Now I have the matching dies for this. I could just run it through the die machine. I'm just going to fussy cut it. Because if chances are you don't, whatever stamp you're using, you don't have a matching die. If you do, you can use that. If not, just fussy cut it. So a shape like this, easy to fussy cut, right? It's not hard. Get my big chompers out. Try not to cut my mat. All right. Just roll this up. Stick it back in my drawer. All right. Now, if I'm just going to go a little bit outside. You could go inside the line, but I like to go just a little bit outside. Or right up to the line. Because what I'm going to do is layer this. So the layer you want to see on, how does this work? Yeah, the layer you want to see on top should get stamped first. And then you leave that, you stamp that image first. And then you leave the mask on it, put the mask on it, and I'm going to go switch to my smaller ones. Put the mask on it and then stamp over top that mask. And you can save the mask. What I do is I just put it back here, right on the stamp when I'm done, so it stays with the stamp. Yeah. So not a really difficult thing to do. It doesn't have to be perfect. Perfection is not your friend sometime in these crafty pursuits. Now, I also don't do the real clean aesthetic like some other crafters do. If you like the clean aesthetic, then you might tend to be a little more precise than me. So, all right, that one's done. And then this guy. So it is October. It's getting to be late October. Was it the 20th? So we only have 11 more days till Halloween, which is insane. This month has just flown by. And it's going to be time to put away all my spooky stuff and get out the ho ho ho, Merry Christmas stuff, which is fine. I used to love Christmas more than Halloween, and that switched at some point. And yeah, I've been crafting for Halloween for quite a while, because as I joke, I'm kind of a slow crafter. But I've been doing a lot of other stuff this year too, so had a lot of things going on. Whoops. Okay, here we go. We got these two guys. All right. So my idea, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, I'm just going to leave my craft stock like this. Don't care. Not going to grunge it or anything. Because I'm going to do kind of this. And a ghost on each side. And then we're going to put the spider web over top. That's my thought. So this guy's going to be on top. So I'm going to stamp him first. We're going to see how many mistakes I make along the way. Won't be the first time. I've made some doozies. Neat thing about paper crafting is, it's just paper. Not a big deal. Paper, ink, right? As long as you're not like ruining your dies, your actual dies or your stamps. Who cares, right? You can just redo it. A lot of things you can cover up. So I am going to put him front and center. Okay, stamp that guy. Boom. Okay. And I'm not going to do another one of this guy. If you really like your stamps clean, you can use some stamp cleaner. Could do that later. Don't have to do it now. All right, so I'm just going to hit him with my heat tool, just make sure he's dry before I move on. This ink dries pretty quick. I love this Nocturne, this VersaFine Clara Nocturne. It is so dark. Oh my goodness. It's a good one. All right, now here we go. I'll put my mask over that. I get my small one, my small stamp. All right. Actually, I think there's a right and wrong side to this. Yeah. You could use a stamp platform if you have one of them. I'm okay doing this. Now you gotta put this guy kind of behind him. Okay. And then I'm gonna put one over on the other side. Kind of fun. All right. Okay, so let's just take a look and see what this looks like. Ta-da! Magic, right? Okay, cool. Let me put him back on. Well, let me dry this just a touch. Then I'm going to use my mask. I'm going to use both masks, and I'm going to put the spider web down a little bit. Okay. Keep him off for now. I'll clean him. I will clean this guy up a little bit more. Here's his little thing it came on. I'm grateful that Tim gave us an extra stamp that they couldn't fit on this set. But it's a conundrum keeping track of them. I do have the cases, the Tim Holtz cases, that they don't make anymore, and he will go in one so I don't lose him. It's all zippered up, storage case. All right. Okay, let's put this guy back down. Okay, and I'm going to put this guy on too, because he's going to be over here. And then I'm going to get another stamp. Now, sometimes bigger stamps, what I find, this is a pretty big stamp. It's the first time I've used it too, clearly. Okay. Sometimes using a block is great, but sometimes just using it and putting this on top works pretty good too. Or if you're like really nervous about it not transferring well, you could use your stamp tool if you have a stamp tool. But I'm going to wing it, because if a little bit of it misses, I will survive. We will survive. Okay. All right. I'm just looking to make sure stamp's got ink everywhere. These are such fine lines. Okay. Now, how do I want to do this? I think I'm going to do it there. Ooh, no, I don't. See, I don't have a mask on that guy, so I got to be careful that I don't get him. Okay. That could have been that wouldn't have looked good. I would have had to get really creative there. Okay, just gonna use this. Whoops, a little air puck or hockey thing. All right, starting to wiggle, and I'm getting nervous about that. So, boom. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. All right, let's clean this, because what we really don't want. Let me grab a. Right. What we don't want is dragging the card through ink. Right. Sorry for the crinkling. All right, good. Good, good. Okay. Make sure that's somewhat dry. Okay. So let's just take a look and see what this looks like. Pretty neat, right? Okay. I am going to come in from the other side now. I'm going to come in from the bottom. Oops. Okay, it does somewhat cover it. Yeesh. What are you doing? Okay. There we go. Now, I'm just going to come up from the bottom on that side. And wow, did I get some ink all over this? Oh, I put it on the pad. Well, that's great. Okay, got that cleaned up. Oh dear. Oh, now I got ink on my hand. Des, what are you doing? This is another nice thing about the VersaFine Clairs. It does come up easy off your hands and off of surfaces. So kind of like it. Although I mean, who cannot like Tim Holtz's Distress inks, right? His are fantastic too. All right, let's put it up here. And let's go like this. All right. I'm just going to do this. Make sure I get a pretty good transfer. Pop that down. That was hanging off of the block. All right. Boom. Cool. Oh, I got that right on my... that is something I didn't want to do. Oh, that's not good. Oh, well. I'll survive that too. Okay, look at that. Pretty neat. All right, so let's just clean this up. Yeah, unfortunately, this cutting mat it's black on the other side. It's also metric on the other side, which, yeah, no, even the people over in England, most of them don't use metric for paper crafting, which I found that interesting. You know, if you're of a certain age, like me, we went through we were being taught is it empirical? Is that what it's called? Imperial English system of measurement. And then at some point, I want to say in the mid-70s, the government talked about switching us in the U.S. to the metric system. And so the teachers started teaching us metric. And then they didn't. And so if you're like me, I still struggle to this day with quarts, gallons, all the liquid. I don't know why the liquid ones just, how many quarts are in a gallon? I don't know. I have to have a chart because I learned so much of the metric system that especially in science classes and math classes, that I just don't retain the other. It's weird. All right. So I think we're good with those. You can let me know if I'm not the only one. I can't believe I'd be the only one that has that issue. Because it was just so weird that they did that. Yeah, we're gonna go to metric. No, we aren't. Sure, it was way too expensive to retool every factory and yeah. Anyway, so that's that. So I can add some other things to this to I can stamp on it some more. What I'm gonna do right now is kind of I'm just gonna grunge it up a little bit. Where's my tool? No, well, I don't know where that went to. So I have a little tool to grunge this. That I have no idea where it is since I moved my desk around. So I'm just going to use the side of my scissors. Hopefully this sound doesn't bug you too much. Kind of almost bugging me. Really wish I knew where that thing went. A little distressing tool. It's amongst the missing. Hard to believe in this craft room. All right. That over there. Okay, I'm just gonna hide my mistake from before so it doesn't distract me. I am going to use this Distressed Ink Scorched Timber, and I need to find some of my tools, my blending tools. Where? Oh, which is in this pocket. Yep. I haven't fully unpacked from being gone. I did take a little bag of stuff with me. So this is my vintage photo that can stay over here. Oops, stay back here. And this is the scorched timber. This scorched timber is some dark stuff. I'm telling you, it stains my hands like mad. So yeah, just kind of gives it a really neat dark look. And I'm going to do the corners a little darker. And so yeah, it's getting to the end of October. I finally put up some Halloween decorations. I have not put up Halloween decorations in years and years and years for a bunch of reasons. Last time I put up really went all out was in 2019? Yeah, 2019. It was before the pandemic. And on the very last thing I was putting out, I was on the steps upstairs, putting something on a ledge, and my husband called, and I was talking with him through my Apple Watch, and I fell right down the steps and broke my finger and screwed up my tailbone, my SI joints. That was and it wasn't because of that I didn't decorate. There was just a whole lot went on. The pandemic, I was working a lot. We both were working a lot. And then my mother was sick, and she died last year. And so last year I didn't feel much like it. I was just going through a lot of stuff with her state and all that kind of crap. So yeah. So it's been a while, and this is the first time I've really felt like myself enough, and I could actually physically to get to my decorations. So anyhow, yeah. So I kind of like that look. Looks pretty cool. I could, where did I go? I could use some of these, like the Hey Boo, Ghost Hug, Happy Boo Day. These are they're cutesy. The Trick or Treat is neat. Well, let me see what else we have. Okay, this is one of my favorite sets. This guy for Halloween, this Rest in Peace. There's just some great stamps on that. So I think I'm just going to kind of do some fill in the blankers, right? Grab this block. So yeah, so I didn't get all of my stuff out, but I did decorate enough to make it look festive inside and out, which is kind of neat. I want to do it this way. Let me do it this way. That's cool. So yeah, I did that yesterday. And it's funny because I forgot what I had, and I was like, last night I'm like, I have a tree that I bought from Walmart, one of those kind of it looks like a weeping willow, but it's black, and it had, I think I got it at Walmart. I can't remember. It was years ago, and it has orange lights on it, those little tiny little LED lights. They're so cool. I'm like, where is that? It was back in the corner in the utility room in my basement. I'm like, that thing's going up. So yeah, that was fun last night, rediscovering everything I have. Yeah, because I swear I had redone my shelving in my utility room, and it was like, seriously, I had just finished finally getting everything organized. I had space for everything. There was nothing on the floor, and my mom fell, broke her hip. Well, broke her hand, then she broke her hip, and we moved her out of her apartment. And then my house, my basement, we have a storage building that we use. That got filled up with all, I mean, it was insane. So that was all taken care of this year. Not that it was anything great stuff, but it just needed to go. So a lot of it down the road, some stuff in the trash. So yeah, it was a long year. But I have my room back, most part. I still have a few things to get rid of, and at least I can get to my decorations. So anyhow, there's that. Yeah, something up in here maybe. What else could I use? What else? I'm just looking to fill the blanks. I have... Could I use that? Yeah. Nope. I'm just going to... You know what? I'm going to use from, this is Examination 412, this little splatter stamp. And I'm just going to use a little scorched timber. Just if you don't want it super dark, that's not too dark anyway, but if you wanted it lighter, you could just stamp off onto something else. And then it's just lighter that way. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of even in here. Yeah, little something something, right? That's what it does. It gives you a little interest. Okay, so what I'd like to do with that, I mean, so this is nothing fancy. I'm just gonna, it's nice that I got a chance to use one of the new Tim stamps, because by the time I actually got my stamps, I was traveling. They came while I was gone. I like missed them by a day. And so I was gone for 3 weeks, didn't get a chance to use them. That was frustrating. But let's see, I might have, let's see if I have, here's my other little bag of stuff. Ooh, look at this one. This, can I use that? That's gonna hide some of it, darn it. Nope. Do I have anything else? Oh, where are those other ones? Oh, Daz, you got so much stuff. So I have some pre-cut, and we could just make one. Make one, what do you say? Yeah, let's make one, because I do have this one. This is small. So this was like on a whale tail tab. That's cute, but it's small. Let's see. So I made these. Tony Crafty by Tony has a couple videos on how to make these tabs. And there's a tab punch that I use. She uses as well. It's by VR Memory Keepers or whatever. And it looks like this. And you can make tabs all different lengths. And it's a super handy tool. So you can check her video out. And see, you can make them different depths as well. So I could do something like this. What about the black one? What about it? What do we think? No, I'm going to go with the craft one. Either one. Make a choice. Make a choice. I could sit here all day deciding. I'm not going to, though. Okay. So. Yep, that's how that will look. Cute. Okay, so I'm going to put this here for my inspiration. And I'm going to put my mat down so I hopefully don't keep stamping on my cutting mat. So, I mean, I have done this one already someplace probably in there, but let me see on the page that I'm going to put it in so I don't repeat anything, at least on that page. So this is going to go in here. So you see I have this Joseph Walwork and Sons. I put it on both sides. So if I do Table of the Skeleton, that might go pretty good with this guy. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't actually go with Ghost theme, but hey, we're in the world of make-believe right here. So will it fit? Yeah. The struggle is real. I might just go with that anymore. Ooh. This one. What about this guy? This is a clear stamp set of Tim Holtz. How about the Undertaker one? I think I've used that recently, but I don't care. Let's do it. Do it. Stop dilly-dallying. Okay, so this is THMM 110. I think these were Joann's thing back several years ago. But Stampers Anonymous, I'll have to look. I've not looked at the Stampers Anonymous website because they make all these, obviously. They make the clear ones too, and sometimes they'll have the clear ones that are at Joann's on their website. And I haven't looked this year to see if they made any new ones, because what I do is I have a second place in Florida, and I can't have double of all the stamps. I mean, it's just not economical, and I can't take them all with me when I go. So I take some of my rubber stamps, but then I've been buying these clear sets to keep in Florida. Now, I'm not always there for this time of year, so I don't need all the spooky ones and all the Christmas ones, but the everyday ones are nice to have down there. So it's a way that I can have stamps down at the other place. And that way, if we ever sold the place and came up north, well, I don't have two sets of the same stamps, even though the stamps are the same. They're usually different size. So like they're the same images, but different sizes. Let's do that. Undertaker. It's the Undertaker. Wasn't there a WWE or whatever it was called the Undertaker? Yeah. All right. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. That's cool. I hated that stuff. My brother loved it. Pro wrestling stuff. Oh my goodness. I think my grandparents watched it too. That was some 80s and 70s, and I think all the way back in the 60s. Wild times, right? All right. That came out cute. I like it. All right. All right. Whoops. All right. Put the stamp back. I said all right. How many times have I said all right? A lot. I'm self-conscious of it now. Oh, wait. Has he? This is weird. And then whatever. You guys are. Yeah, I will just. How does this go down? Yeah. Close enough. All right. Undertaker. Halloween would have been cool too. Well, hello. Oh, sometimes I hate myself. But that'd be cool. This Halloween. Happy Halloween. Okay, whatever. I'll use it elsewhere. And I could use some stuff underneath here. So I'm going to grab a trim. I think some of those trims are cool. So I have bins of my stamps that I just, at this time of year, just leave out all of the Halloween stamps. I leave them out in bins so I can just grab what I want. Here it is. So this is the ornate trims. And I used that on that one, which is really cool. That's very hot. Spooky looking. Which one do you want? Just pick one. It'll be okay. I promise it'll be okay. Okay, that's kind of cool. All right, so I'm gonna move this to the side. Oh, looks like it got a little crazy with the black up there. That doesn't, looks like, come off. Well, I don't care. Whatever. Lesson learned about these cutting mats. I like my glass mat. I don't want the reflection today. And I have a glass surface. I have a glass desk, actually. And I have it all covered with mat and that. I'm so afraid that I'll smash it by accident if I drop something on it. So let's do like that. Okay, kind of neat. Okay. Do. So yeah, I'm totally dating myself by talking about WWE. I think it was called WWF when I was a kid. And then somehow that became something for rescuing animals or something. Pandas, I don't know. See the ads on TV. All right. Yeah, Hulk Hogan was a big thing, right? When I was in school. The Hulk. All right. Of course, so was the A-Team. Remember the TV show, The A-Team? That was another favorite of my brother's, right? All right, that's pretty cool. Look at that, Undertaker. Okay, good enough for me right now. I mean, I could do all sorts of other embellishing. I'm not. Just get over it, Des. And kind of keep it simple because there's so much in this journal that, I mean, you can go on and on and on. I could sew on it, which is neat too. My sewing machine is a little, I can get to it. It's a little buried right now, but I'm still working on this room because it's a good sized room. I have like a U-shaped desk situation for all my paper crafting. And then over on the other side, I have a big, it's all pretty much all IKEA stuff. I have like a 59 by 59 inch movable on wheels table that we put it together so I could baste quilts or put quilts together and have them there. I use it a lot for my paper crafting, to be honest with you. But I need to get that area a little more straightened out now that I got some of the junk out of my room and I can use it like I wanted to. Oh, yeah. All right. Put that over here. Okay. So I'm going to just do that. That's cute. Nothing too fancy, right? It's not fancy. But, okay. I'm thinking. I'm trying to think too many steps ahead. Let's see. Is my glue gonna come out? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't used it since I got home. Yeah, it's gonna come out. Hopefully you can see this. You know, now I'm starting to wonder, am I on screen or not? Because I was using my other big station over there as a where I would film, and it's nice because it's large. But I would stand, and that's good because you can pop up and look at the camera and make sure you're on film. I'm at the desk now, so I think that looks okay. So let's do, keep your fingers out of the glue, Des. Keep your fingers out of the glue. All right. All right, there we go. So that's kind of cool. Put my pin back in my thing. Oh, all right, so that's cute. Now, oh, I'm gonna also, while I'm here, we'll ink the back side of this too. So this, again, could be a journaling card you could write on the back if you want to write about your feelings, or or just, you know, what you did on a specific day. You can just never got too much into journaling. A little bit, not much, but probably should. Nobody's gonna want to read it though after I'm gone, and probably want to dispose of it. I'm gone. You don't want to know my inner thoughts. Nobody wants to know that. Okay, so that's cute. And let's take a look at what it looked like in the journal. Ooh-wee. Okay, so back behind this guy. Okay, so you see, it's kind of, it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna throw in because why not, a little eyelet, just for a little interest. And these eyelets, I'm very disappointed. Did We Are Memory Keepers stop making eyelets? What's the deal with them? Because I love their eyelets. Can't find them anywhere. At least all you can find are like pinks and stuff like that. It's like what's ever left over. But like all the natural tone color, like these kind of metal colors, you can't find. And I just like theirs. And I can't find them anywhere. So I bought these on Amazon, just some rando. And these are the smaller ones. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Could I put it on this side? Maybe I'll put it on that side. Why not? I'm not going to hang anything from it except maybe a piece of cloth. See? All right, let's do this. I'm going to do the small one. I'm going to put it right here. Okay, so I do the 1/8 inch side, and this is a little bit bigger than 1/8. I can't remember how many millimeters it was. I was trying to figure this out and whatever. I just finally said that just order. It wasn't very much money, and I figured it out once I got it. So Margaret on Seven Plaza, on her channel, she uses a little pencil to widen the holes, so you can slip that in. Okay, and then I use for this one, because I use the longer side, which is side C. Okay, and the number I use is for this guy is 3, C3. And that seems to work for this particular type. Ooh. Okay. Okay. A little bit of a, not the nicest feeling on the back of your finger. See, that was the difference with the We Are Memory Keeper. You crimp those puppies down and they're perfect, right? I don't know. Frustrated by that. Okay, that looks cute. let's take this mass of I could do this. So this one I think is old paper, maybe. I used Distress Spray Stain. So you can see it's kind of wadded up. I don't need much. My desk looks like a, holy moly. Okay, don't stress. Just clean it up when you're all done, Des. Okay, so I like this, and I'm just going to loop it through. See if this will work. All right. Call myself Des for this exercise. All right, Des, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Ah, yes. All right. Let's kind of even them up a little bit and then just loop it through. See all I did? Looped it through. Just kind of give it a little something without creating too much bulk. All right. I got a little, let's see, where is this? Look at this. I just want to, it's almost like there's a little glue and got to be a little ginger here. Just to open that up a little bit. Aha, that's better. Right there. And then, okay. Very cool. Now, that's a little long, I think, for me. So I'm just gonna, good enough. Can save that as little scrappies for something else. Okay, there we go. So that's it for today. Just made a little card, that's all. And showed you through. So I hope you're having a fun, spooky season. If you like to celebrate and do some decorating or crafting or cooking or whatever you like to do that makes it feel like fall to you, whether it's doing those kinds of things, or if you like to just go get a pumpkin spice coffee, or I like the iced coffee at McDonald's. I can only drink it in the morning though because I can't sleep. I'm at that age too. So yeah. So I hope you're having a great one. I'm going to try and come back with maybe another video of something I make. And I will see you soon. Bye.